Lil Nas X has made it to the #1 position on the Hot 100 this week. Now, this Old Town Road controversy has really helped the singer's song reach to the summit. And I do understand why Lil Nas X wants to be part of country. Isn't it obvious? It's double the market. Country artists usually get more traditional sales than streaming. Hip-hop artists rely more on streaming. Streaming is the future. However, having original traditional sales is nothing to laugh at. See, traditional sales can equal more in your pocket and the label's pocket because you know the label's going to take majority of the money. So if you have traditional sales, you get more money. Streaming, a lady only pays 92 cents per 1,000 streams. Fact check me on the number. But the point is, these rappers out here getting 200 million streams is awesome at the end of the day, but it's not as much if you can sell 200,000 copies first week on your album sales. For example, let's take an artist like Drake. 765 units sold for Scorpion. 165,000 traditional sales. Now, that's a lot less sales than a Taylor Swift would get, but it is a mass improvement. You see, because Drake, before the streaming days, he was also a huge sales artist. His debut album sold 400,000 copies on the first week traditional sales. So Drake can still get the sales number. He's embraced the streaming platform, but he doesn't have to if he didn't want to. Now, artists like the Migos or another trap artist, these guys need streaming because first week sales, they'll have like 40,000, but it'll be 190K units. So the majority would come from streaming, period. Lil Nas X wants to get out of that streaming mode. He wants, if he does drop an album, let's say it sells 74K week for his debut album. He wants at least 50 to 65% of that to be traditional sales. That way the label Columbia and him can take away a decent amount. Now the remix with Billy Ray Cyrus, and I need to split that with Billy Ray Cyrus as well. You gotta think about that as well. So overall, I get why Lil Nas X wants to transcend both genres because country and rock may be the only two genres left that still embrace actually buying the album. Like you see with Billie Eilish, she's an alternative artist. She leans more towards the pop rock side, but she's an alternative artist. She's so good for a debut album. Ariana Grande sells well. She's a pop artist, but other pop artists rely more on streaming. Ariana Grande now uses both. Pop is kind of losing their traditional sales in a way. They're going down. But country artists, say like Jason Aldean, who dropped that surprise album, or Kane Brown dropped his album Experiment, sold 131K units first week and 101,000 copies were sales. That's a lot of money to be making. Unlike a traditional hip-hop artist like your Gunners or Offset, who dropped that album, and it did do 90K units first week, but Gunna only sold 3,000 to 6,000 copies, I believe, traditional sales. So it's net and positive. A Boogie with the Hoodies album has been in the top 10 for about 4 weeks now. 4 months. And it was based mostly off streaming. It's going to go platinum soon. And Look Back at It and Swerving are both certified gold tracks. So streaming can get you somewhere. A Boogie's still getting his bag. But having sales is also a good thing to have. At the end of the day, I'd rather have sales more than streaming. Just ask Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Their album, The Star Is Born. Best sales. Each week is top sale gainer. They don't rely much on streaming. Shallow was #1 because it's #1 on sales. Shallow was #1 on sales for almost 3 months and never hit the top 10 at first. So you got to think about it that way. So having sales trumps streaming in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion. Streaming will help your song nowadays become 5, 6, 7 times platinum. But how much money did that song make versus the Ed Sheeran or Drake, who had traditional sales for their singles? God's plan was #1 on streaming, but #1 on sales as well. So Drake made his bag either way. An artist like Sheck West or Mo Bamba, his songs are basically streaming based and has some sales behind it. So even though he made his bag, he could have made more if he would have had both. So I get what Lil Nas X is trying to do, and he still has done it. Now he's #3 on digital sales this week. He's #1 on streaming, which is good for rap songs. Because often we see the streaming numbers go up, but the sales don't follow. So that's all I have to say for today. Congratulations, Lil Nas X, for getting your first #1. And stay tuned for more content. I should be uploading later today. Have a good one, guys.